You ever have one genre you can't stop cycling back to, even though half the time it annoys the hell out of you? Yeah, that's me with lit RPGs. I have this very strong love-hate relationship with them. On one hand, monster taming, dungeon crawling, sword art and line vibes, all good stuff. On the other hand, repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. And somehow it never quite sticks with me the way other genres have. And before I get rolling, just to tell you guys, if you enjoy these rambles and slightly unhinged takes on basically everything in this weird corner of nerd culture, hit subscribe. If you want to support this channel directly, there's Substack, Patreon, and YouTube channel memberships too. Alright, shameless plug out the way, let's talk lit RPGs. So here's the thing. I don't dislike lit RPGs. I wouldn't be making this video if I did. But every time I pick one up, I feel like I'm on a roulette wheel. Is this going to be one of the good ones, the one that leans into the fun of stats, level progression, and then monster catching thrills, because I think monster taming and monster catching are severely underrated genres, or is it going to be the kind where every page feels like reading patch notes for a game I didn't want to play? And I get it, that's part of the appeal. People like the sense of progression, watching your MC grind from level 1, and let's be real, maxing out those stats. Shiny new weapons are the whole point, but for me, sometimes it feels like reading someone else's save file. Like, great, you ended 400 goblins and unlocked a level 3 swordsmanship. I'm thrilled for you, but where's the story? Where's the hook? Now, here's the irony, and this is something that people might find a bit shocking about me, given my past content. I prefer the ones aimed at younger readers. I know. Lit RPG purists don't come for me. But there's something about the stripped down, less stats heavy version that just works better for my brain. They don't get lost in spreadsheets pretending to be novels. They keep the energy high, the story moving, and they feel more like a Saturday morning cartoon than an Excel document with dialogue. That said, lit RPG is never my first pick for a book. It just isn't. If I'm staring at the stacks of fantasy novels, that'll probably be the last one I grab. And yeah, I keep grabbing them, like a moth to a flame, or maybe a player logged into an MMO they swore off last month. There's always this hope that maybe this next one is going to be the lit RPG that finally clicks with me in the way that it seems to click with everyone else. And yeah, I've even tried writing one. Big mistake, disaster. I thought, hey, I like RPGs, I like books. How hard could it be? Turns out the answer is very hard, because it's not just telling a story, it's integrating a whole game system into your story. You basically have to be part novelist, part game designer, part dungeon master, and part patch note writer too. And I'm none of those things. The end result was like a Frankenstein's monster of bad pacing and numbers nobody cared about, in like this weird digital, I don't even know what it was, a blender? The thing is, I think lit RPGs scratch a very specific itch for people who love grinding, levels in gaming. It's basically wish fulfillment in novel form. And it takes that dopamine rush you get when your XP bar fills up and puts you into a narrative. And when it works, it really works. Like, I admit, I have a soft spot for certain titles that lean more on the monster taming or game world immersion side. If you give me a Pokemon meets Digimon meets Sword Art Online vibe, I'm all in. I'll forgive a lot of the stats dumps if it means we get to see a protagonist tame a dragon wolf hybrid or even something more ridiculous. But when it doesn't work, it's rough. Because I feel like I'm just reading the world's longest Let's Play with none of the charm. At least if I'm watching a streamer grind for a game, I get the personality and dumb jokes that keep me entertained. In bad lit RPGs, I'm just stuck with raw numbers, system messages, and an author who clearly thought strength plus 2 was the peak of dramatic tension. So here's where the love-hate relationship really kicks in. Because I want to like this genre more than I do. I want to feel that same sense of hype other fans feel with a new lit RPG drops. But 9 times out of 10, I just end up, well, thinking, oh no, not another cave where they can grind some XP. It's not the genre's fault, it's me. LitRPGs and I are like an on-off again couple who are trying to make things work, even though deep down we know we're not compatible. So yeah, that's my not very conclusive, slightly sarcastic, definitely conflicting take on lit RPGs. They're fun, they're frustrating, they're repetitive, they're imaginative. I'll probably keep reading them, even though I know I'll complain about them. And who knows, maybe one day the perfect lit RPG will come along and finally win me over completely. Until then, I'll stick here on this fence, grinding XP indecisively. Anyway, that's my little rant, or maybe confession, or whatever this was about lit RPGs. If you've got recommendations of one that don't feel like reading patch notes, drop them in the comments, because I'm genuinely curious. And if you enjoyed this little ramble, hit like, subscribe, maybe check out Patreon, Substack, or channel memberships if you want to support this little weird corner of the internet. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.